Hi, this is Friend Eddie, and here's an excerpt from episode 38 of the Wax Fantastic Show. You're listening to Friend Eddie and Friend Rick on Wax Fantastic.
I just like saying it. Dry, itchy, peeling like vagina.
That's going to be the name of my new band.
Because you already like, my kids are banging all over the place. I come home, man, I'm stepping in fucking cum stains all over the place. What you did to her was the equivalent of the Trail of Tears. Indians being marched off their land, dying.
It was like when Jesus had to carry the cross to his own crucifixion. Or whatever, 10 pounds of shit in the toilet's better than 10 pounds of shit in my pants.
Jesus
what an
Christ.
asswipe. This guy deserves this. What are the ages of these children, too? Because if you're letting your 9 and 10-year-olds bring their boyfriends and girlfriends home, you probably don't want them to be having sex in the first year.
I'm making slave wages. There's no slave wages.
$17 an hour?
Yeah, slave wages is making $0.
Yeah. I drive really slow in the ultra-fast lane while people behind me are going insane. I'm an asshole, yo. I'm an asshole.
We have this one patient that owes us money, and like over $1,000. She's owed it for about a year, and he's been trying to get it out of her,
Now you gotta preface this with like you're not a loan shark or anything like that.
No, we're not loan sharks here. I work for a dentist.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. So, she made an appointment a couple weeks ago for a 3.5-hour appointment, and she canceled it last minute, and he was really pissed, obviously. And so, he's been on the phone with her, like, blah, blah, you got to give us a check. So finally he says, okay, you make the appointment, you pay us the day of the appointment before you see me.
Mm-hmm.
So she makes an appointment for Monday, this Monday coming up.
Okay.
And yesterday she calls and says, my doctors think I might have MS. And I'm like,
Well,
oh,
that
shit.
sucks.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. And she goes,
Do you also know when you're gonna die? Did they send
Yeah.
you a Facebook app?
well, she said, yeah.
The MS app.
Yeah, she said, I have an appointment with them in 2 weeks, but they're going to try to get me in earlier, so I have to keep my days open. So she said, I'm going to have to cancel my appointment, and as soon as I see the, after I see the doctor and I find out what's going on, I'll make an appointment again. So I don't bring up the money because if she's being serious, then I don't want to be a douchebag. I hang up with her, so I call my boss, and I said, oh yeah, so Miss So-and-so called, and she canceled her appointment for Monday. Before you say anything, this is what she had to say. And he goes, but maybe it's karma.
What?
What the fuck?
And I said, karma for what? And he said,
Good, she's got MS.
yeah. I said, karma for what?
Bitch deserves Lou Gehrig's disease as far as I'm concerned.
And he goes, well, she's a manipulative, bad person, and she owes us a lot of money, and she's always manipulating the system, and
What system?
something about her being Middle Eastern, just like him. No, he's
Oh my God.
he's Middle Eastern also, and he said he's a Middle Eastern Canadian, apparently.
Well,
but,
I understand that. Like, just because she owes him money doesn't. She's in debt, which is the majority.
Well,
He's in debt.
Well,
She's
apparently-
probably in debt because she has a million medical fucking problems. But that makes her a terrible person.
but-
Who cares about these teeth? I got to worry about this MS now.
Exactly. So he's going on, blah blah. And I said, Doctor W. This is edit.
Just say doctor.
Yeah.
I said, Doctor, what is
Doctor.
Yo, doctor.
I said, Doctor, what is wrong with you? I said, that's not a nice thing to say. Like, that's horrible.
You're
that's
a
a horrible
bad
thing to say.
man.
And he said, well, I don't believe in karma anyway, but I believe we all get what we deserve in the end, and she'll get hers in the end. So now she's not that she has MS now, but she's going to hell because she hasn't paid us.
Because she doesn't.
Is he
She
a-
didn't.
Is he a dentist?
Yes.
Is he
So-
like the dentist in Little Shop of Horrors?
He's Steve Martin from Little
Yes.
Shop of Horrors. So because
You'll be a dentist.
so she owes him $1,000.
Yeah.
And she's been ducking him.
Right.
And so because of this, number one, he's like, well, yeah, she deserves MS. I guess we all get what we deserve.
But then I call him out.
And then he's like, yeah, well, she's probably going to hell, too.
yeah. Not so many words. He said we all get what we deserve in the end.
So why does he not have an inoperable tumor at the base of his spine?
Well, no, because
he's a scumbag.
Because I said, well, karma, that's pretty messed up. He's like, no, I don't believe in karma because what about little children who die? And what about my sister who was a saint and she died? And then you have these serial killers and terrorists that live forever.
Well, nobody lives forever.
Not my words, his.
He's retarded.
Well, yeah, but he also wins the award for douchebag of the week.
Yeah, so this was a blog you posted on the website.
It was, yep.
We have a family of blogs and growing. Yeah, so I read that and I was like, wow, that really is one of the douchiest things I've ever fucking seen. Like, I could understand, like, if she committed some egregious act against him. Like, if she did something to make him lose his medical license, then he would be like...
Well, that's what I asked him. I said...
Yeah, good. You got multiple... How's it feel to be one of Jerry's kids now, bitch?
Well, I said, did she rape your family, kill your family, steal from you?
It's
like,
$1,000. I mean,
honestly...
even the crappiest dentist can be like, hey, it's $1,000. I blow that much on hookers and blow on a weekend. It's not a huge deal. But to be like, yeah, you got MS, good.
I mean, he tops himself in douchebagginess all the time.
I want to know what he would wish upon somebody if they owed him like $10,000. Like spinal fibrosis or something like that.
No, death, obviously.
I want to know what the sliding scale is.
No, death would be too easy, though.
Yeah, death would be nice.
Yeah, exactly. Compared to what he wishes upon people, death is nice.
In the poetic sense, it's the sweet release.
Exactly.
I wish this person's arm just randomly fell off.
Yeah, Wow.
And every morning they wake up with a new arm and it just falls off.
Yeah.
Hey, I lent you $5 for lunch yesterday. You didn't pay me back.
$2.
I hope you lose your fingers.
I want my $2.
But, like, he tries to prove that he's, like, such a great guy. I had bought myself a pen.
Yeah.
Well, no, I had
Sounds
bought...
like a saint.
I bought myself a pen for, like, $1 because I ran out of ink with my pen and we hadn't ordered any pens yet. And he gave me $1.
This sounds like a nice guy. He gave you what?
But he's trying to prove, like,
I'm a nice guy. Look at this.
If I owe somebody money, I pay them right away.
Was the pen $1 or 99 cents?
It was $1 and change.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
he gave me $1 and change.
Okay.
I was just rounding.
Okay.
I'm such a good person. I'm not going to make you pay for your own pen.
Mm-hmm.
That you're going to use for work.
Yeah.
Exactly. At the place where I employ you.
So I was trying to think. I mean, I have personally done and I have personally seen. So this was the question you posted on your blog, because that's one of the nice things I like about your blog in specific is when you post something, it has a question at the end.
Oh, yeah, because I don't want people just to read it and be like, okay, that's it.
So your question at the end was, what was the douchiest thing you've ever seen somebody do or somebody say? So in this case, it's somebody saying something and that ranks up. I'm trying to think of one that would even approach that. And for me, I have one that I've seen somebody do and one I've done personally. So I'll start. It's something that I personally hate also, and it relates to one of my blogs, but it's people who compare really, like minutia, like really insignificant things in their lives to actual tragedies. Like you have people who they get in a car accident, and nothing happens, but like their weekend's ruined now and they got to pay for their car, and they compare it to like 9/11. It's like something tragic. I remember one of my friends one time, this chick like broke his heart. I don't even remember what she did, and he's like, it felt like like I was one of the Twin Towers and she was one of the planes that rammed into my body.
This person didn't really say this, did they?
No, he absolutely did. He absolutely did. He compared. He was one of the towers. Towers, and she was the plane, and he compared her breaking up with him, and they were dating for like a month, so it wasn't like a long-standing relationship. But I also had back in.
I scratched the mirror on my car at the gas station today. It felt like Pearl Harbor.
I stubbed my toe today. It was like the McVeigh bombings of Oklahoma City.
Oh man, or when people compare things to slavery. I'm making slave wages. There's no slave wages.
$17 an hour?
Yeah, slave wages is making $0.
Yeah,
those are slave wages.
Slave wages is when you owe money.
That one of the douchiest things. If you enjoy this and want to hear more, please visit www.waxfantastic.com.